a parlay for our Kalshi ad for
Mhm.
the World Cup. I need a few more legs. Do you have any ideas?
We are live for the record.
Oh, we're live.
No,
We'll
okay, we'll
start it
start.
now. But it's
Ooh.
okay. It's okay. No, you're good.
Mm.
Starting off with the Kalshi ad is pretty fire.
We are officially sponsored by Kalshi. And Minions and Monsters in theaters July 1st. But yeah, welcome to the mock draft 2K26. We have our esteemed panel of guests here. Flop died. He will not be able to attend tonight. RIP. But we do have Baller SP, Parm, VJ, and Daniel. Thank you, gentlemen. We're excited to be here. Anybody have any words before we start?
It's the best time of the year.
I have a couple of words from a quick sponsor, if I can, before we get started. My
Absolutely.
picks tonight personally will be sponsored by Gap Kids. Gap Kids aims to empower children to be their true, authentic selves and builds upon the overarching Gap brand statement, which are we're champions of individuality, pioneers of inclusivity, and shapers of culture. And we hope to carry that philosophy out tonight through our picks.
Shout out Gap.
Shout out Gap. Shout out, it's Pride Month. It's also Juneteenth. Shout out Witness. Hope you're watching tonight, buddy. We're getting into the picks. This is the perfect way to spend the holiday. Let's do it. All right. So first up, I believe we have. Oh shit! I didn't get rid of the highlights, like I said. I'm a damn liar. All right. Oh, I guess I should go over the format. So last year's went hella long because I didn't think to add a time or anything, just like the ramble. So this year, for the first, I guess, shit. Wait, we didn't whatever. Fuck it, we're keeping it. First 5 picks is going to be 5 minutes or 4 minutes for discussion and shit and news. The last, then like 6 through 15 are going to be like 2 minutes, I think I said. And then the last 15 are going to be 1 minute. You know, we might get a little rowdy here, might get a little rambunctious. We'll see. Could go a little different, but for now, that's what we're trying to stick to. We're trying to be a little disciplined, keep the time of everyone involved. So
you can't stop me from rambling.
Yeah, no. Listen, I'm never stopping anybody. We're gonna cook. I'm gonna learn so much, and we're gonna start now with the first overall pick, the Washington Wizards, being picked by the one and only Parm.
Alrighty. I'm just gonna go ahead and make my selection. I've been waiting for this. I don't need 5 minutes. I need 5 seconds. Give me Cam Boozer. First overall to the Washington Wizards. I want to believe that they're just going to be the Wizards. I want to live in a world where like they actually try to see if Trae Young and Anthony Davis and then a bunch of 20-year-olds like is a basketball team. I want to live in that world. And the only way that that team doesn't suck dog shit is because Cam Boozer's the only guy under 30 and over 210 pounds. You need him there. So him and Anthony Davis, that's a really crazy front court pairing. Lets a lot of the other guys get some slack on defense, which is something they've struggled a little bit with in the paint by virtue of being 180 pounds. I just think that he's like the best player, best fit available for the Wiz.
That's a great pick by Parm. I'm honestly a little surprised as somebody who's been vying for the Grizzlies pick in like the different iterations of this. Yeah, I mean, I think Boozer would cover up a lot of deficiencies for them, but also like long term, I think Boozer and Sarr would probably be really good. This is the pick they should make, and I'll say this about every team that doesn't pick him until they pick him. He's not like the perfect prospect as he's been touted. Like he does have some flaws, but he's by far the most like like he's by far the most like I'm not going to get fired over this pick. Like no one's getting fired over Cam Boozer because he's obviously going to be good. So I think this should be the pick. But yeah, I love this pick.
Now, what's drawing you away from the consensus, theoretical, possible number one overall pick, AJ Dybantsa?
I mean, I think you can make a really good argument. He's the best player in the draft period. I still think that, even though I picked Cam Boozer over him, but just the pairing of if you're actually going to keep Anthony Davis, which I want them to do, and I want to believe that they can do it, you got to put those two together. That's crazy. That's a crazy pairing of like two incredibly skilled big men. No other team really can like say that they have that at the moment. That like makes you really dangerous. And they also have like a lot of guys who do want to chuck shots. If you have AJ Dybantsa, you're not chucking shots anymore because he's going to chuck all of them for you. And he probably should because he's really good at doing it.
Fantastic. All right, any other thoughts before we get to the two?
The only thing I was going to say was I think the other, apart from Boozer, who would make any team better, I think the other pick that would have made some sense, and I would say this makes more sense over AJ at 1, is just taking Darren Peterson, because he would be really good next to Trae Young. Trae Young covers a lot of things that Darren's not good at, and he can let Darren kind of just be the guy that produces steals on defense and covers up for Trae's weaknesses. And also on offense, Trae can pass to him a lot, which is really good for him. Darren, for all his faults, he's elite. He's an elite shooter, probably the best shooting prospect we've seen in a while. And while he's not so good at the rim, like his 3-point chucking is completely, like, it's undeniable. He's just so good at it, and he would be great with Trae. So that's the only other pick I would consider here for Washington. Personally.
Fantastic. All right. Well, now with Cam Boozer off the board, we turn to Baller SP at number 2 for the Utah Jazz. Baller, what is your selection here?
Well, we at the Utah Jazz are delighted with how the board broke for us. We think it's a beautiful yellow brick road, because this pick is brought to you by the Church of Latter-day Saints and homage to Joseph Smith. And we will be selecting AJ Dybantsa, number 2 overall, our hometown hero.
Fantastic. What made you pick AJ Dybantsa for the Jazz?
I think it's a spiritual fit, honestly. I think he's someone who wants to be in Utah, which is rare, especially at the number 2 pick. Notoriously last year, Ace Bailey did not want to go to the Jazz, and Danny Ainge said, well, fuck that. We're picking you anyway. So AJ Dybantsa loves Utah. He loves the people. He loves the food. And I think he's the best player in the draft, frankly. I think he's a great choice for number 1. So him falling to 2 is lovely. This brings a lot of size, and it just adds another skilled wing to the Utah Jazz, which they have plenty of now. It'd be nice if they actually try to win games at some point. So this season, I guess they try out, playing as many wings as possible on the floor with Keontae George as their only guard. And then they figure it out from there. But I think they have the size, they have the skill. It's just about balancing this team out from this point.
Absolutely. How do we think he'll look in a Mammoth jersey? Oh, go ahead.
No. I'll let you.
Yeah, like what are we picturing on the big screen when he arrives to the Delta Center for a Mammoth game, sitting in the crowd? Do we get a cheer? What do we get?
I think he gets one lap around the ice on the, what is it, the Mammoth Zoni or whatever it's called?
Yes.
Whatever that is. The Zamboni Mammoth, whatever that thing is. And I think he's going to be hype. I think the crowd's going to love it. And it's just going to be a great moment for Utah culturally.
VJ, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I love this pick for the Jazz. They have a lot of guys that are currently elite off the catch. Keontae is a great guard, but I think he's best used off the catch, and I think AJ would be able to do what AJ has been doing for the last half a decade, which is like be on the ball and do his thing. And he's also shown some great passing improvements this season at college. So I think he's a good primary usage soak guy. And Lowry and Keontae and all these other guys can eat off of AJ's initial action. I think this is a great fit. I think this was the right fit for the Jazz. Yeah, nothing else to add there.
Yeah, I think Keontae George is notoriously a pretty bad defender. So just surrounding him with size, you got Walker Kessler at the 5, and then you have pretty much as many wings as you want that are like 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" around him. You'll be able to defend. So it's just a matter if they can fill out the second guard position with enough shooting and skill to have a balanced team there.
Hell yeah. Any other thoughts on AJ Dybantsa?
You got to trade Ace. You got to trade Ace. You got to trade Laurie. You have to trade Bryce Hunter. Who are you trading?
I mean, I think you start the season, you see if AJ is that good of a player, if Ace is that good of a player, and if those two are really star potential guys, you trade Lowry, because then you have a timeline of guys, young guys with the talent. And I think you probably get a pretty great return for Lowry. Now, if one of those guys looks like he's a step behind the rest, maybe trade him, try to sell high, as Daryl Morey loves to do. And then you go from there.
I was seeing a lot of trades for Walker Kessler lately. I've seen him; he has been on the block recently, like last week or so. So I think they're definitely planning on something this summer, like some kind of offloading of some of the guys.
I feel like that's depending on how well the Jazz can negotiate with his agent, because I guess they're probably weary of paying him too much money. I think he's a pretty good center, and I think you want to keep him around, especially defensively, which is really the most important thing with a center. So I think they try to keep him around, but they don't really have other centers. So if they trade him away, you got to get something back in return. You got plenty of wings, so you can figure out something that way.
Not a flip believer.
Maybe.
Tony Jones is going to have an aneurysm if they trade Walker Kessler, so they better figure out a contract there. He'll lose his mind.
Going from Tony Jones, TJ, to VJ with a 3rd overall pick for the Memphis Grizzlies. Who are we selecting here?
I'm going to go with Darren Peterson. He's a really fun guy to watch. The Grizzlies front office is going to be happy with whoever they get in this position. I think they'll be okay with whoever it ends up being. I think Darren's a great fit with Memphis anyway. They love chucking threes, and Darren's great at chucking threes. He's also got weird health issues going on, which Memphis also loves, taking guys that have weird health issues going on. I think Darren would also be like a good entry into the next era for them anyway. Although I would be interested to see how Ja and Darren would look. I think that would be a really good fit for both of them. I think this is one of the few times where I would actually like to watch both these guys play together for a little bit, but I don't think Memphis is going to do that because they're definitely in rebuild mode. I think long term, at least, him with Cam Spencer will be fun to watch, and then Cam Spencer, right? I know one of the Spencer guys are there. I hope I'm getting the right one. I'm pretty sure it's Cam Spencer. Yeah, and then Zach Edey is just. He's a great guy to have behind Darren. It gives Darren a lot more freedom to move around in the perimeter, and he's already very good at that. So I think the defensive fit between Edey and Darren would also be a fun watch. So I think this is a layup. I would have taken whoever was left over and would be able to make a good case for them, because Memphis has a lot of guys that chuck threes and play defense, and that's really important. So yeah.
Now we see Darren last year. The Grizzlies got a little steal with Colin Cowherd. How do we see their chemistry?
Coward, Cedric Coward. Like honestly,
Cedric.
it's okay.
Sports
I mean, I thought it was
Nation
I thought you were going for a little Colin FS1 reference there. That's what his show is called, right? Coward's Show, FS1, I think.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's the guy. All right, there you go.
The GOAT.
Yeah, Coward. Honestly, I think he was a little bit overrated last year, but he still did better than what I was expecting. He just played like 3 games in college off of a major shoulder injury, so I had no idea what to expect. So he did well, all things considered.
Hell yeah! Any other thoughts on big Darren Peterson going to the M?
I'm shocked. To pass up Caleb Wilson and Edey as a pairing, I'm shocked. Just because they print guards out every year. Every year, I have to entertain that Javon Small is worth 2 first-round picks. Every single year. And then they're just going to do it again. They're going to invent another 3 guys out of this summer league who are all 5'11". They have Walter Clayton Jr. there. I'm a little surprised that it's not Caleb Wilson and just like let the guys cook.
That's actually a fair point, and we can get into that based on who Saniel picks here. I'll talk about
it. Yeah, I think. Well, I'll start with Peterson. I go back and forth with Peterson because like what I saw when I watched him in college, I was like, this guy is not what everybody is talking about. It like was just night and day. But at the same time, you just like hear so much about him, and I understand why people think he just is like one of the most talented guards we've seen coming out of the draft. There was a lot of weird stuff going on, which would give me pause, especially this high. I mean, at 3, you're still going for talent and upside. I don't know. There's just a lot of questions for me. Like he wasn't a playmaker at all. He wasn't creating for other people in college, and maybe he was just like playing a different game. He was asked to just be the scorer. It's tough for me to expect him to be a different player than what he was in college, but you never know. I understand the talent and who he was in high school and the shooting and all of that sort of stuff, the scoring ability. I understand that. Caleb Wilson, I think he reminds me a lot of Jaren Jackson. So that would be like a pretty seamless, I think, transition into the next generation of Jaren Jackson from Memphis. He seems like a Memphis kind of guy. Big, rangy defender. And then you're putting Coward, Wilson, Edey, 3, 4, 5. That's menacing. And then you can kind of figure out the guards from there. So I'd be curious to see what the Grizzlies would do in this situation. But I certainly can't fault you for this pick. I mean, if Peterson's a star guard, you get the star guard.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you said about the passing. I don't think he's a point guard. I feel like there's been a lot of that being suggested, and he's just not that. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. He's definitely just not a point guard, and I agree with everything you said, Baller. The only thing I'll say is for me at least, I just feel like I cannot pass on Darren's shooting in this position. Like it's hard to get up a lot of shots in professional basketball, and it's hard to get up a lot of shots and make them. And he simply puts the ball in the hoop, and I cannot deny ball in the hoop guys anymore. Con taught me a valuable lesson. I mean, I rated him very highly as is, but you can't deny the ball going in the hoop in some situations, and he's just one of those guys.
Like all the guys the Grizzlies have, and I think they have a lot of good players, but it does feel like they keep adding guys who are like really good fourth starters. And I ultimately think like if you're going to get Caleb Wilson, that probably puts you a step in the right direction, and it still leaves you without the top end talent to like make a serious leap forward. And yeah, I just think the upside with Darren Peterson is just like you can't really pass that up if he's there at 3.
From 3 to 4, the Chicago Bulls. As we all know, the Chicago Bulls have picked Patrick Wilson, Williams at 4.
Patrick Wilson of The Conjuring. I don't know why they drafted him. He's 37. 5'9".
Number
Yeah.
4.
I feel like this one is maybe the most straightforward pick, and probably will turn out exactly this way, which is to say that Boozer, AJ, and DP go top 3, and then we take Caleb Wilson, which is what we're gonna do. Bulls need high ceiling guys. They need guys that are gonna like have a chance to pop, and there are other players that I'm interested in, but I don't think if you're the Bulls you can justify doing anything else. Not that they're similar players at all, but I remember when the Kings had the 4th pick and they took Keegan Murray, everyone was like kind of mad, when it's like, listen, buddy, we gotta get some meat in the seats here, and I feel like Caleb Wilson is a meat in the seats guy for me. To your point, I think their like power forward rotation right now is Patrick Williams, Noah Esengwe, and Jalen Smith technically, which does not inspire a lot of confidence. And they still have, like, they traded some of their guards, but they still have Giddey, who's going to have the ball in his hands all the time, and Anthony Simons, who's going to chuck shots. And it's like, and I don't know, Rob with the shifts, perhaps. I like the idea of like Buzelis and Caleb Wilson just being like a high energy wing pair. I think Caleb Wilson's rebounding is like, because I do agree there are like shades of Jaren Jackson, but like his rebounding, particularly his offensive rebounding, I think is pretty impressive. He's a great player in transition. His like twitch and athleticism is crazy. Maybe more of like the VJ of this draft, where it's like you see all the athletic flashes and the defensive upside. It's very flashy. You're kind of, the question is like, is the ball handling going to take a leap? Like, is he going to be able to self-create at the next level? But ultimately, I think for the way that the Bulls are constructed and what they're building towards, getting like another big, strong forward with like a fairly high floor, I would say. I'm not like terribly worried about Caleb Wilson being a contributor on the team for, the foreseeable future. And I think just like, in any realistic world, if they get to the 4th pick and those top 3 are gone, it's probably going to be Caleb.
Absolutely. Now we know they need bigs. They got rid of Andre Drummond 2 years ago. It's the last big I can remember them having. How does Caleb Wilson fucking work with the guards or some shit? Jaden Ivey coming back? I don't know.
I think if
Jaden
Caleb goes
Ivey's
to sorry, go ahead, Baller.
I just said Jaden Ivey's going to church. He's not coming back.
Can we all say we disavow?
Disavow Jaden Ivey?
Yeah.
Still.
Yo.
We're disavowing. Hey, look who it is.
It's my cat.
Hey,
What's going on, Goat?
prepare for takeoff.
If Caleb does go to Chicago, I think he deserves to go top 4. I do have some concerns about him. Specifically, he's a bit undersized for his height in terms of his weight. He weighs 210 while being 6'10". It's a bit on the low end, which means he can't play the 5, and he doesn't shoot enough to play the 4, so he's in a bit of an awkward position. I think if his frame fills out, we've got some options. It's just that not everybody's Giannis. It can take a long time. And I think while it would be the right pick for Chicago because they just need talent, especially they need blue chip talent, I think he'll probably struggle early on because Chicago has some athletes like Buzelis, but they're just not a very good team in terms of like producing transition opportunities. And like you guys said, Caleb Wilson, like Daniel said, Caleb Wilson's great in transition. It's just Chicago's not one of those teams that produces said turnovers. But I think that whoever is left over at 4 here between these top 4 is who Chicago has to pick. Like they just need some talent in that room. So I think this is the right pick.
Yeah, I think Caleb Wilson is really interesting to me. I think there's a very real possibility he ends up being the best player in this draft. He's definitely probably the most raw of these 4, but I like the guys who just dunk the ball all the time, and he's one of them. And he's just a high flyer. He's menacing at the rim on both ends. Defensive, he can. I think he could probably defend some 5s. Defend 3s and 4s. I think he's a pretty impressive player, probably all around. You mentioned he could be like a VJ Edgecombe type pick, where he ends up like he's like athletic traits, skilled all around. Maybe not like the best, like on ball guy, but yeah, I like him. I like him a lot.
Yeah, super cliche.
anyone-
He has the heart of a champion. He's just a winner. He's like you just watch him play and you're like, this guy's a winner. This guy wins you basketball games. It's
Is
crazy.
anyone else
Every
hearing that
game I've
beeping?
watched.
Am I going insane? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Parm, but okay. Sorry. Go
No,
ahead,
you should
Parm.
check your carbon monoxide though.
BJ, they're coming for
Better
you.
than me.
They're coming for you right now. You gotta leave. You gotta go.
Sorry, Parm.
You see the
Parm
red
is singing Parm is singing the praise. It's like on my forehead right now. They're about to pull the trigger. Sorry, Parm is singing the praises of his like favorite player in the draft, and I'm just like interrupting him because I'm hearing something, and I feel like
Oh no, my
that's
favorite player of the draft is still to be picked.
Oh,
I told him he wasn't allowed to pick him first overall, so we gotta wait for that one.
So
Fair
could
enough.
we be getting into it here? Number 5 with the Los Angeles Clippers, who lose
It's
James
possible.
Harden and Ivica Zubac. Who are we going with here? Zubac.
So I did debate heavily my favorite player in the whole draft, picking him at 5. I think I'm gonna have to settle for my third favorite player in the draft, who I think is just the best fit for the Clippers. Like, you just put him on the Clippers, and that is a slam dunk of a pick, no pun intended. You just give me Kingston Flemings from the University of Houston at number 5. Can't think of like really just a better fit between guy and a team of the best defensive guard prospect in the draft, and you're putting him with both Kawhi Leonard and Chris Dunn, so you get to see the highest highs of being a top defensive build prospect with like some questionable offensive attributes, and then you get to see the lowest of the low end, where you just spend 12 years being fucking Chris Dunn. And at the end of the day, that's still a long and fruitful NBA career, so you can't bust. The worst thing he can be is Chris Dunn. He has the full range of opportunity in front of him. A full locker room full of guys who are perfectly suited to show him how to succeed at the NBA level.
Chris Dunn is
Now,
kind
you
of a
mentioned-
super fun mentor.
Yeah.
For him. I like that.
You
I
mentioned
like the pick.
Kawhi there. No, you're good. What?
We didn't account for Kawhi going to the Warriors for that.
Yes.
So we got to factor that into consideration too.
Did that happen?
is that a real thing? Is that a real thing people are
I
saying?
keep seeing plans that are like LeBron for the MLE. Kawhi comes on a mint.
Yeah, LeBron, the famously cheap guy, is going to give up $40 million to play with Stephen Curry. I'm believing that rumor,
No.
guys.
Now, if
I'm
we
not
go
ruling-
full first take here, is LeBron still the GOAT if he leaves his team to go play with the damn Warriors?
Yeah, because they're 100.
Yeah,
Mm.
LeBron can do whatever. He's still the GOAT. Sorry
Yeah.
to say.
You have an AARP card. Play for whoever you want, man.
This is Scorsese getting the AI deal,
Mhm.
where it's like, what am I supposed to say?
Mhm.
You paved the way. Do it.
I kind of
Okay.
need like we talk about like the unction teams, but like how about the unction of like the greatest players of all time? Like
Mhm.
get KD on that team, get Kawhi, get all of the best players from like the previous generation in their late 30s and 40s and see if they can still do it.
It would be so powerful for the league if they did that and they won 46 games, and we're like fighting for the play-in. Like everyone's gassing them up. They're on prime time every week, and they're just so smelly. They have like Luis Santos getting 40 minutes a game by March.
The year is 2018. LeBron is going to get a bunch of old, washed, former All-Stars together to make a run. The year is 2022. LeBron is going to get a bunch of old, washed, former All-Stars to make a run. The year is 2026.
Can you guys fucking believe Chris Paul never played with LeBron? I'm a little sad about that, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's too late.
That would have been bad.
This is kind of a Chris Paul skeptic group, if I recall.
Yeah.
I'm like so glad he's out of the league, honestly. I think he's insufferable.
Disagree. We need.
My favorite player of this draft is Chris Paul.
Today's NBA.
Kingston Fleming, I will say, is the best passer in this draft. Probably, definitely the best. Actually, outside of Boozer. I feel like I'm going to say that a lot tonight. Is outside of Boozer, this guy's the best at X. But Kingston Fleming, I think, is the best guard passer in this draft by a mile. He's got the highest feel of everybody in this draft as far as the guards go. I think the only questions about him are the shot and if he has the strength to keep up. I think he's done too much on the defensive side for people to be questioning him about it on that end. Also, there was an interview where he was basically saying you can't have your coach have a bad game, your point guard can't have a bad game, and your best player can't have a bad game, and that he was both the best player and the point guard, so he can never have a bad game. I just remember when I watched that, I was just like, fuck, he got me. He fucking got me. He got me. I can't deny him.
Mm-hmm. I respect the winning mentality.
It took 1 hour code, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, bro. You got me. That's all you. I can't deny you.
All right, we good on big Kingston Fleming?
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Now we go to the heart of New York, New York's real team. Number 6, we have the Brooklyn Nets. Baller. Who do we have for the Nets?
All right. To start this pick, we're going to recap last year's draft, where the Brooklyn Nets notoriously had 5 first-round picks. With the 8th overall pick, they draft Yeager Joman, a ball-handling large guy. He handles the ball and he shoots. That's okay. At 19, they draft Nolan Traore out of France, point guard. At there's one. Here we go. At 22, they draft Drake Powell, probably a 2 guard. At 26, they draft Ben Saraf, a point guard. And at 27, they draft Danny Wolf, point center. He loves to handle and pass. They all suck. So we're drafting Darius Acuff Jr. We're getting our star guard.
Ooh.
Ooh. Darius Acuff Jr. Has a chance. I think he's just like one of those guys who just could be one of the next star guards, and you just got to get him. Like, he's he's got the juice. He's electric. He is a Calipari guard, which always generally play well in the league. I think he probably had one of the best college seasons of the Calipari guards. Shoots, creates. I mean, he was playing an NBA game at the college level. He creates at a really high level for the rest of his team. He's just electric. You want the ball in his hands. You want him taking shots. You want him creating for others. A lot of questions about his defense. Fair. We've been down this road before in the league. You can, if the guard is good enough, you can cover for him. And you can get him up to like a certain baseline for his own personal defense and then cover with the rest of the team, whether that's scheme, personnel, whatever. Jalen Brunson was finals MVP at 6 foot. And he's a bulldog. He's strong and he fights hard. I don't know if Darius Acuff is going to put in that sort of effort and have that sort of willpower on defense, but I think you take a shot at a star guard. Brooklyn Nets need some talent, and so we're swinging. Trade the rest of last year's picks away. I mean, keep Joman, he's fine. Everyone else was a total whiff. Darius Acuff Jr., welcome to the Brooklyn Nets.
How do we see Darius Acuff Jr. fitting with star Michael Porter Jr.?
Buckets.
Ball goes in the hoop.
Yeah, buckets.
I think whenever they make their podcast episode together, it'll be the worst piece of shit ever created by man. But apart from that, it'll be a lot of fun on the basketball court. I think it'll be fun to watch.
Here's the thing. Here's an adage, a historic basketball adage for you. It is you can give up 135 points every single game, and win every single game as long as you score 136. Doesn't matter. Defense is irrelevant. Can you put the ball in the hoop?
I have learned to appreciate Darius Acuff more over time. I think his passing is a bit overrated. I would classify him more as a shooting guard than a point guard. But I agree, Parm. Some of his shot making is a little bit undeniable. He also does have good turnover influence in terms of like he doesn't turn the ball over. So I think that'll probably be good for the Nets as well. But he does also put the ball in the hoop at a decent clip. So respect, salute.
Yeah.
Looking forward to watching you for $20 on one of these nights, Darius Acuff.
Yeah. Ball goes in. Oh shit! Damn, I could be slow as fuck, man. Yeah, Darius Acuff Jr. Welcome to the Nets. Anyone got any other Darius Acuff Jr. takes? No, tight. All right, here we go. Number 7, what we've all been waiting for: the Sacramento Kings. Who is joining the Zach LaVine Kings?
Sniped Acuff.
I think the Kings will be in the exact position that I'm in right now on draft night if Acuff goes before, because the only guy that I can realistically see the Kings picking is like Acuff. And I think they will be just as confused as I am come draft night if they don't have their guy. I see them picking a guard here. Zach LaVine and DeMar are great shot makers. And I think Domas will be really good for a young guard. I see them picking a guard. I don't trust them to pick Mikael Brown Jr., who would be the right pick here, or Keaton Wagler. But if I had to, I think it'll come down to between those two guys if Acuff is off the board. And I think given the choice, they'll probably go Wagler because he's the guy that made it further in the tournament. I'm pretty sure that's how the Kings are going to think about it. But me personally, I'm going to pick as myself. I think it's going to be Mikael Brown Jr. is probably the right pick here. He chucks a lot of threes. He's a good shot maker. He's a bit small, which is a little concerning in terms of weight more than his height. He's a bit small in terms of that. But he's a good shot maker and he chucks threes, and chucking threes is really important in this league. So I don't know that I have too much more to talk about Mikael Brown here. Other than that, his defense is a bit concerning to me more than the other guys. His block rate is like real low. He doesn't really block shots. So it's a little concerning, but I think he'll be really good with Domas. And I think long-term him and what's the name of the twin? He's like one of the two guys. The other guy is in Portland.
Keegan?
Keegan Murray. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think Keegan would be good for him as well. Keegan's decent on the defensive end, and I think he can cover long term. He can cover for some of Mikael's issues here. So yeah. Oh my fucking god! His rebounding stats are abysmal. I think he has zero. Yeah, he has 0 offensive rebounds. I think for the year, or like one offensive rebound for the year. I think Thal said he was running into some computer issues, so that tracks a little bit.
There we go.
Apologies.
We're back. We're back.
Who would have thought a MacBook can handle all this?
I think he actually has 1 offensive rebound the whole year.
He has what? 0
now.
1.
He's literally 0th percentile in offensive rebound percentage. Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure he had like
now we looked at
a dunk season, which is concerning at 6'6".
No, he's 6'3", I think they lied. Or he's 6'4". So yeah, they've padded 2.5 inches or so. But yeah, still like, dude, no offensive rebounds. I just don't know how that's possible at a certain level. Anyway, I'll hand up over to Daniel.
All right.
Oh, all right.
We're doing your job for you, big guy. All right.
I appreciate you.
Hey, I didn't think of a good segue, but there was a world. I think Mikael Brown is probably a fraud. But there's a world where I would have picked him for the Hawks had he still been there, simply because I think he fits a system. But we're the Hawks, you know. We're not rebuilding per se, but we're entering a new era. We've got guys. We're competitive. You know what I mean? We've got what's his name at the head, who we tried to steal for the Sixers. I think you look at this team and you say, like, we need, like, this is going to be one of the first, like, overcorrection to Wemby style picks that we have, right? And I think with the 8th pick, the Hawks are going to go with Aday Mara here. I like him, first and foremost. I think he's cool. I value very highly guys that I'm like, that's a high feel guy, that's a high IQ guy. If we were going to go with like drawbacks, like defensively, it kind of puts you in a limited position, right? You got to play drop with him. His mobility isn't like great, but I just see like to like optimize him on offense, you want him like doing dribble handoffs, but maybe also handling the ball a little bit and like looking for cutters. And like, I just feel like they have a weird collection of like rangy guys who can play on ball and off ball, and they can just do like interesting offensive things. And I just think like adding like an enormous guy who can like also just do a lot of things is really exciting. And ultimately, I'm fading the guard prospects available here. I probably wouldn't go for a wing at this point. So like, you know, why not us? Let's get a big guy, you know? We're going to Aday Mara.
Now with the Aday Mara, what happens to Okongwu?
He's still there. Okongwu to me is like, you know, when you have a 2K team and you have like a starter who's like an 80, and you're like, well, I don't want to replace him. He's an 80, and then you like draft a guy and you're like, okay, if you're better than an 80, you get to start, and if you're not, then it's the bench for you. I feel like that, like Okongwu could easily be the 6th man, and I think that's totally fine. If Mara needs some time to develop to the league, then great. Like, you come off the bench, and that's what you do now. I don't think they necessarily have to conflict.
Okay. Interesting.
I think I like this pick a lot. I think this is where the Hawks should go. Because I agree everything you said with Okongwu. Like, he's fine. He could start, but you're not going anywhere with him.
No, he's a good player.
Yeah, he's fine. Mars could be like a real impact starting center. He has potential to be like a really good defender, which is the most important thing for a center. Yeah, and I mean they got wings. Na is a pretty good guard. So yeah, I like it.
The idea that everyone on the team could pass a little bit is very exciting to me, you know? And I believe in Quinn Snyder. I believe in that guy. He's very scary.
He's the only guy that took 2 games off the champion Knicks. You can't deny him.
That's a good point, actually. That's crazy.
We got any more Aday Mara takes? Hell yeah. All right. Now to, I think, the team that traded. Yeah. The Hawks traded. It was the Hawks that traded Luka that one time.
Mm-hmm.
2 teams traded Luka. Dallas Mavericks, you're up.
This is really hard. I'm going to draft with my heart. It's disrespectful, but I'm going to draft with my heart. Full disclosure, I would have taken Keaton Wagler with the last 3 picks. I'm going to keep letting him slide. I'm taking my GOAT, Christian Anderson from Texas Tech University at the 9th overall pick. He is Chris Paul. He is going to be in the Hall of Fame. He has cooked every single guy on that has been drafted already, with the exception of Kingston Flemings, which is partially why I took Flemings 5 over him. And by giving them the business, I mean like over 20 points a game scoring with 5 or more assists every single time against a top a fellow top draft pick. He gets up for the big games. He looked really good with JT Toppin out. I thought with JT Toppin, they had a chance to really go super deep in the March Madness tournament, and that was cut short. The only thing that you can knock about this guy is that he's little, and we just saw that doesn't actually really meaningfully matter as long as you have a good roster around him. The Mavs have Cooper Flagg. They have Najee Marshall, who is worth not 1, not 2, maybe even 3 first-round picks. You can call me about that later. But yeah, fully loaded defensive team. They played really well with Ryan Nembhard, who's just a lesser small guard. But yeah, he's just he is to me. I really genuinely believe he could be the best guard, maybe even the best player in this draft.
Orm got his guy.
Yeah,
you got to.
Is he getting the statue outside the arena?
Wait, what was that?
Is he getting the statue outside the arena?
Oh yeah, life size. All
Dirks?
5'11" of them.
I think
it's gonna be him and Dirk holding like 8 basketballs between the two of them, like Manute Bol and Mosey Bogues.
Now, I will say, I think if he reaches these heights that you have ascribed to him, I think the Mavericks will bungle it and probably trade him away at some point.
Yep.
Yeah, he does the farm. I was just looking at his numbers again. It's been a minute. He ended the season 11 3-point attempts per 100 at 41.5% on a mostly self-created diet. It's pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm. He's an insane player. Like, I love Abuka Okoro. I wish that Christian Anderson got like 10% of the fanfare, just so that people knew how insanely good he is. And also, not for nothing, an entire nation is resting on the shoulders of his success. The up and coming Deutschland men's national basketball team will be thoroughly using him as their starting point guard for years to come.
Another German to the Dallas Mavericks. And now we look to the Milwaukee Bucks, a team in turmoil. Giannis might be gone. Guys might stay. Who do they get at number 10?
Well, we're going to be honest. This is a disaster for the Milwaukee Bucks. I think this is a bad break for how the board has gone up to this point. If I was the Bucks GM in this situation, I'm calling the New Orleans Pelicans and just seeing what they want, seeing what they got to offer. The Bucks, I mean, they're going to trade Giannis, maybe, probably. Who knows what they're going to get back? Probably nothing that's going to make them good now or later. Since I have to make a pick, one option I think is draft a guy who you think is going to perform in year 1, and then you could flip again for more stuff. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to draft probably the best player available, Keaton Wagler. I don't really like him. I got to be honest.
No, but you have to go Wagler here. You have to do it. I don't like him either.
He's so nice.
I know. I consciously know he's really good, but I just don't
That's what they told me about Kasparis Jakachonis. They told me, "Oh, you can't skip out on Kasparis."
This is two notable Clay haters, Clay deniers, denying young Sheldon Clay Thompson. For the record,
I mean, okay, my issue with Wagler,
especially you, have that. He has the Halley robot dribble too. That's your boy.
Can Keaton Wagler sail a boat?
Zero chance. Zero chance.
Is Keaton Wagler going to cheat on Megan Thee Stallion? I hope not.
No.
I don't think he has the capability. I'm just realizing we have totally like Nate Ament has not even touched the like sound waves so far.
Just wait. Just wait. You know I'm doing it. You know I'm doing it. You know I'm doing it. You don't gotta wait that long.
It's the thing I'll say about Caden is he had like the perfect context in Illinois, right? I'm not tripping. Pretty sure it's Illinois.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it is just such an optimized situation for a young guard, and he's still like his 2-point scoring was still a bit rough, but I still think he displayed enough for me to be like confident in him being a top 10 pick. So I think it's okay, but I think there's a lot of guard that could have done more in the same situation that he was in, but you just cannot deny the production that he did have. So I get it.
Yeah, I agree with Baller. Like, if you're here and you're the Bucks and this is how the board shakes out, like that's what you got to do.
You don't believe in his Alan Graves bona fides?
I don't believe in
you don't buy that he was like the redshirt freshman. He was supposed to like never see the floor all year. It was supposed to be the Kylan Boswell show, and then he just like showed up out of like whatever like small high school that he's from in like Kansas or Nebraska or something. He just like he just showed up. He was gonna redshirt, and then he cooked everyone, and they were like, "Oh, you're gonna start now." Like over Kylan Boswell, who's like a 5th-year starter. He's like probably making $8 million a year. Andrei Stojakovic, who's the son of a Hall of Famer, relegated to the bench. That's like a stacked Illinois team, and he was like the star of the show. I don't know. I really think he's like an exceptionally good basketball player.
I think he's probably good. Like his creation and passing is good, I think. And like for the Bucks, like I look at the rest of the board and I'm like, I don't like anybody else on like an empty team. Like also, I think you go 4 with the Bulls, the Clippers got guys, Bulls, Nets, Kings, and then Bucks. Like they just got to find anything. They have nothing on their team right now. And so the Bucks get the last pick of all these guys. He could maybe be like an engine, like maybe like a Josh Giddey, maybe with like nothing else around. So I mean, sucks for Wagler, sucks for the Bucks, but I mean, do what you do.
Speaking of sucking, the Golden State Warriors, we have them up at 11. Who is coming to the unction with LeBron? Is there a Janai Broom of this draft?
I think everybody's expecting me to pick Yaxel Lendeborg here, and I think he would be really good for the Warriors. And I think that is what they would do in real life. But me personally, in this position, I would actually go with Bennett Sturts. I think he would fit great with Steph.
Whoa.
And I think he would really.
I got out Sturts. Oh,
Bennett, not Matt. Bennett.
I'm loving Sal trying to figure these guys out.
But yeah, I think
I don't know how to spell the other one. That's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, he's just perfect for them in a lot of ways. Like he can take the load off of Steph. When Steph inevitably misses 20 games a year, he can actually pick up the load for him, and he can make their lives a lot easier. He's good both on and off the ball, and as Steph ages and can't keep up with the on-ball reps that he has, I think this will be great to make his life a lot easier. And he can kind of be mini Steph a little bit whenever Steph's out. A little bit. He can move off ball the way Steph does for Draymond, and he can shoot. He's a great shooter, and most of anything, like he just does not turn the ball over. I think he went like an absurd 200 minutes in tournament play without turning the ball over or something like that. He was just on the floor like 48 minutes a game and just does not turn the ball over. I don't know. I think in terms of like making Steph's life easier, that's what I would be trying to do if I was the Warriors. Like I think you can get a Yaxel type guy in a trade somehow, and you also have Jimmy Butler anyway. Like, how are you going to manage those minutes whenever Jimmy comes back? Personally, I'm going Sturts here. That's my move.
I think this is a great pick. I really like Sturts. I would be surprised if he's not a good NBA player. Thinking back to like Keaton Wagler, I feel like a lot of people say, or like what a lot of people's take on Wogglers is kind of how I feel about Sturts, where it's like the athleticism doesn't jump off the page, but he just does everything right. I just watch him play, and I'm like, that's a good player. It's sort of like getting Steph Curry his like Austin Reeves. Like I just see a lot, like I just see him like feeling a lot of just like roles for them, and just like I let you know, I'm a sucker for like a D2 to a mid-major D1 to a high-major D1 guy who like now is like texting with the scouts because he keeps blowing away scouts at his team appearances, and like it just seems good. He just seems like a good player.
Yeah, his only mistake is being old, but also it's not like he took this magical leap, or it's not like he only started dominating when he got older. Like he's always been this guy. It's just that no one paid attention to it. So, that's my guy.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Yeah. Is Sturts better than Pods?
Right now, I think Pods' defense is. I don't think you can deny Pods' defense. It doesn't look like much, but every time I watch Pods, he's almost always making the right play on defense, and it adds up over time. And Pods also, like, it looks ugly, but somehow good things are always happening when he's playing. Like I understand all the issues with Pods, and I want to hate him so bad. And he's so ugly. I would love to hate him, but he's actually just good at basketball. It's really unfortunate. But yeah,
I don't know. I wonder if it's like it's kind of like what's the point if Sturts isn't better than Pods with the Warriors? I mean, he could be, maybe. I mean, and if the Warriors can get a guy who's like their next generation of guard, you got to get him. So if you think Sturts is that guy, go for it. But
yeah, please never put that picture of KOC saying Pods equal underrated, because I literally just made the exact argument, and I don't want to be associated with Kevin O'Connor.
Your boy.
That's what I'm asking.
Why does...
All right.
Oh wow,
so,
Daniel.
From one team that has three words in the name to another, OKC. Who can we see being okay?
We're going to take a quick moment. We're going to take a quick ad break to once again shout out Gap Kids. Gap Kids wishes you a happy Pride. Core to the Gap Kids messaging is the joy of belonging, highlighting that life is brighter when everyone is included and valued for exactly who they are. Sorry to Sal for having to spell it, but continuing on with our trend of the only knock against him is he's old. Can't believe it happened. Hate it, don't like it. What can you do? The Oklahoma City Thunder are selecting Yaxel Lendeborg.
Oh, fuck.
This is just a no fucking brainer. This is disgusting. It doesn't make me happy, but I would be doing Sam Presti a disservice to pretend otherwise. He's the guy. He's Pennsauken, New Jersey's finest. What do you want me to say? I love Yaxel. He's probably my favorite player in this draft. What's a skill that you need in basketball? He does it. He's great. Maybe the knock against him is you wouldn't want him to, you wouldn't want to take him so early because he's not going to be a primary creator. Good. Please don't. You know what I mean? Like we're good. But just every ancillary skill, he is thoroughly ancillary maxing. I just think he could slot in, and if they need to dump Lou Dort or whoever for salary down the road, all good. I just think he's a great player. He's going to be a win now guy. They would be delighted to get him here, and I think they should be.
I'm just going to quickly add one thing here that I love about Yaxel. I've been singing his praises since last year, but he's incredible. His story is incredible. He started basketball so late, but one thing that I really love about him is he played 2K for 20 hours a day for years of his life. And that not only makes him very relatable to me on a human level, but also I really do think it has helped him in his basketball journey in terms of he got a lot of basketball reps while not putting his body at risk. I think it has made him a unique player because like Samuel said, like anything you need him to do on the basketball floor, he's able to do it. And I don't think that comes like out of nowhere. Like he's a very gifted player cognitively, and I think a lot of that developed by playing 2K. It's hard for me to make that argument. Like,
getting called a bum who doesn't pass in the my park.
Unironically, I think it's a good way to learn. Like you're simulating reps without like. How is it? Okay, tell me honestly, how is it different from Jaden Daniels being like me playing on the Meta VR goggles is actually making me better?
Mm-hmm.
That's facts. On the Meta VR goggles, there's no 9-year-olds calling you a homo if you don't get the dunk. You know what I mean? Like there's an extra layer of motivation there.
Bro, I was sitting here like about to make the point that you're doing like the Jaden Daniels VR goggles thing, so I'm glad you hit that too.
Yeah, I mean it's the same thing. It's just third person instead of first person, but it's the same.
This is a great take. I'm all the way on board with this.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like trying to figure out if this Nesquik milk, protein milk, is expired or not. So give me a second.
I don't think it's allowed to expire.
We will
get a quick
hydration.
When did you purchase it?
3 weeks ago.
That shit's been sitting
3 weeks ago?
Yeah, come on now. I thought you were going to be like 2018.
No.
Did it get like... That's crazy.
I figured it out.
Yeah,
It's October 2026.
Unless there's cheese in it, you're good to go.
Yeah. At pick 15, after that, we'll do our hydration break. So we'll find out.
What about you?
Absolutely.
The great thing about Yaxel is he does like everything. He defends. He can like distribute, playmaking. He can dribble. He can kind of shoot a little bit. If especially like on OKC, tell him just do the dirty work. Just go in there and be big Jalen Williams, but probably better. So like I worry if he gets drafted to a team like I thought about the Bucks with him, and then it's like, oh, you're just telling him to be like the first option. I don't know if that'll work. Maybe he's that guy, but I love it where he can be like a third sort of like starter, where he's like doing all the dirty work, making everybody else better. I love it here.
Absolutely. Speaking of places we love to be, Miami Heat culture. Rise up. Who do we see at number 13 for the Miami Heat?
Well, Pat and Eric are really upset that Yaxel's off the board. If you could put a Miami Heat culture guy in a lab, it's Yaxel Enderberg. He probably the only guy in the entirety of the NBA draft who has a story out prior to becoming a Miami Heat about his body fat percentage. Like they're in love. In that vein, I do believe that the Miami Heat went into this draft at the 13th overall pick thinking that there was a variety of options of players that they would be able to select. And then they saw a 6'10" white guy from Germany put up a 44-inch vertical, and Pat Riley had to go to the hospital. So we're going to take Hans Steinbeck, number 13, because I just think he is the most preposterously Pat Riley coded guy you could get. They could use another big man. I think they'd be. It was between him and Dalen Swain for me at this point. But I think that Steinbeck being a combine beast and being a guy who plays an ungodly amount of minutes, I think he played like something like 34 plus a game for Washington. And I don't know. He's just like they're falling in love with that guy. Like he just does everything that the Heat want him to do.
Hell yeah. We liking Germany?
They have they're the defending champion for Eurobasket at the moment.
Really?
One of the strongest teams in Europe. Yeah, consistently. They've been better than both Spain and Serbia for the last two tournaments. They've gotten particularly good. This is another draft class where they're adding 2 more excellent players to the national team.
Yeah. All right. We got Germans. Now we have the Charlotte Hornets, the Germans of the NBA. Baller, take it away.
All right. Charlotte Hornets have 14, and then lucky enough, I have their next pick at 18 as well. They have needs. They have a very specific need. I'm gonna take a risk here. I'm gonna take the best player available. I'm gonna add to a strength, and I'm gonna try to build this team as the teams that are competing and succeeding in the playoffs are built. And so the Charlotte Hornets will be selecting Cameron Carr from Baylor. We are doubling down on shooting.
Oh,
We will be
Vroom, vroom.
athleticism. We will be adding wingspan at the wing position. They have guards. Con Knipple, great shooter. LaMelo Ball, just great guy. So I think Cameron Carr is he's really one of these guys in the late lottery who could, in a redraft, go like top 5. I think he has potential to really outperform his draft slot here. Great shooter. I think there's a little more juice off the dribble because he kind of was given like a test run. Big goal for Brazil right here. He was given a test run at Baylor, handling the ball and creating. So I think that like helped him develop that skill a little bit, and just a high flyer. I mean, like Trey Murphy, a hops, very Trey Murphy type player with a little bit of J-Dub, Jalen Williams, of like creation, long wingspan, defensive. So give me Cameron Carr here. Let's add to this team.
I really thought you were prepping us for some Nate Ament right there.
No,
I honestly.
I thought we were going Phylon.
Oh, wouldn't mind them either.
Yeah.
He's like the litmus test guy for me in this draft is Phylon, whether or not I like you more than LeBaron Phylon.
Oh, he's the gatekeeper.
Like we're getting to about that point though. We're running out of guys that I like more than LeBaron Phylon.
We're at Chicago Bulls. I'm currently the gatekeeper for our intermission, so I'm gonna make this quick. Their new president of basketball operations, he came out and said he's looking for SLAP, which is size, length, athleticism, and physicality. Morez Johnson Jr. I don't think there's any other choice here for them. I think he'd be great with Caleb Wilson as well. I think they need some center help. I love Jalen Smith, but he can't be your only guy over the next however many years. And I think him, Buzelis, and Caleb Wilson would be a lot of fun together. So I'm going Morez Johnson Jr.
I love that.
We will recreate Michigan from the
great pickup.
He was
also
he
really
was the
crazy that you can go from Caleb Wilson at 4 and also end up with Morez at 15. Like that's dynamic. That's like 2 guys who do a similar or similar levels of like impact forwards.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if Morez is actually 15 or whatever that was, 10, 11 picks worse than Caleb Wilson. Like I think that's an insanely good pick for the Bulls.
My only concern. Sorry, go ahead, Baller. I'll let you finish.
He was just the other. He was the Hornets pick. If we were like just like we need size, that's what I'm taking for the Hornets. But great pick.
Yeah, my only concern here would be the 3-point shooting with Caleb not being a shooter, Josh Giddey not being a shooter, like Buzelis being your best shooter is fucking crazy. But I don't know. He's just too good to pass up here. He fits their new motto very well. And I think he'd be good with the guy they picked us for in this mock simulation, but also who they'd probably pick in real life. So, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, we've come to what everyone's waiting for, the hydration break. If you got liquids, if you got whatever that is, will VJ have to leave because of stomach cramps? We'll find out.
Hydration break sponsored by Nesquik.
Shit.
Oh, that's probably not good. Nesquik's okay, right? Even if it's like Nestle, it's okay, right? Maybe.
Absolutely.
You're gonna rabbit on it, dude. You're fine.
As we look back to our previous sponsor, live odds are going up. Will VJ get stomach issues from this drink on Kalshi? Go ahead and place your bets now. How are we feeling?
I would take the stomach issues money line right now.
All right, listen.
It tastes like chalk.
That could be the protein.
Probably.
Speaking of protein, here's a team right here, number 16, with a lot of big fellas. Go ahead. Grizzlies.
We have a couple big fellas. Oh, yeah. This isn't really where I was going to go, but as the board shakes out, it's like, what am I supposed to do? We're going to take Braden Burries. I think it's kind of crazy that he fell this far. I don't think it's like the perfect, most seamless fit in the world. But let me pose this riddle to you. Scottie Pippen Jr., Javon Small, Walter Clayton Jr. What do these guys have in common?
Ty Jerome.
What do these guys have in common? They don't really matter. You shouldn't make any choices based on them whatsoever. And so I think Darren Peterson is obviously great. But ultimately, Burries kind of strikes me as like a Grizz-style player. What he doesn't have in like raw athleticism, he has really in functional athleticism. He's a 3-level scorer, pretty good at the rim. He's got a nice floater game, shoots the midi, can shoot a pull-up 3. He's got good defensive instincts. He's a sneaky good rebounder. He's just a well-rounded player. I think he fits the Grizzlies' sort of play style, and I think ultimately at this point in the draft, if he falls, like you can't pass up that level of talent. I was not that I'm like a ringer comp guy, but it was they kept saying like Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and I thought that was interesting specifically from the perspective of like he sort of does have like for his motor and his shooting ability, he's got like a fairly safe floor, and the question is like whether all the little like secondary skills can culminate into being a more impactful player. But ultimately, I think this is a dependable, versatile combo guard that, like, I don't know. I feel the way about him in some ways I felt about like Melton on the Grizz, where it's just like, yeah, he's Mr. Do Something. And I think at this, falling out of the lottery, like, yeah, we gotta jump on that.
We will be holding to that. Those statements about Javon Small and Ty Jerome. I don't think history will look kindly upon them.
Available for a 2nd-round pick, by the way.
Not available, actually. No, don't call, don't ask.
All right.
Holding.
Speaking of available, Jalen Williams, Oklahoma City Thunder player. At 17, who are we taking?
I'm sorry to the watchers at home. We are gonna have to go to another ad break.
Shit.
In theaters now. 2026 family comedy. Sony Pictures' own The Breadwinner, starring Nate Bargatze as a family car salesman who becomes a stay-at-home dad when his wife gets a big opportunity, getting an investment on Shark Tank. It's a spiritual successor to Mr. Mom with Michael Keaton.
Wait, you
and
don't
it also
write
stars,
anything down after conversations?
This is
Saturday Night Live's own Colin Jost,
the
who's
trailer
still there
for my new film
and has been for 12 years.
We go now to the exclusive
trailer for my new film, The Breadwinner,
Does that say
starts
39 million
now.
views? Is this
Moms
some like
has a
secret
million
world I'm not
things
aware of?
going
Why
on.
are
That's
39
why I
million people
invented
watching
Yes.
the
this?
Star Mike.
Parents
I really
on
think you might have
Facebook
something.
Reels
I'm going to give you
love
an
Nate
offer.
Bargatze.
Running a company is a 24/7
I love this guy.
job.
What about your husband?
In the way
Could
that
he
like
take
your
care of the
boys will
kids?
talk about like
Wait a
Adam
second, is he here?
Friedland,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
parents
bring
are
him in.
talking
We
about
are.
Nate Bargatze. The
We're
comedic
alone.
stylings of one Nate Bargatze. Did you catch the
Are
Nate
you
last
kidding?
night?
Are
Things
you
of
eating a
that nature.
donut?
Some garbage can
You-
out
you
there.
can-
He's the older people's
No,
cum
well,
town.
I'm out of here.
I'm out.
I didn't know that.
Your wife is having the
Not
moment
in
of her
any
life
way
and you're
other
stuffing
than
your
like
face?
he's
You're
just
a
the, he's
bozo.
just the guy.
I thought,
He's
are
the
you
guy
allowed to
people
talk if you're
about.
already out?
Boggles the mind. I'll
He
see
thinks
that he's
I might
hosting
have
like the
something.
New
Like,
Year's
Are you sure you
special.
can handle this?
I'm the
Like,
top
surely
salesman
not
at the
Nate
dealership.
Bargatze.
I think I can handle a month alone with the girls. You
Boggles
act like
the
I'm gonna blow the house up.
Bye,
I
Dad.
know
The
I'm
front
buying
door's
my
locked.
tickets
There's a
tonight.
window in the back. We'll crawl through that.
My favorite part of this
Football.
is them
1950s,
pretending
that stays on
like
all the time.
working at a car dealership is actually a
It's
real
not
job,
gonna go
and
well.
that keeping them work from home the
Dad,
whole
you're
time
going the
anyway.
wrong way.
To your school.
The
To
Tim
any of
Allen
schools.
style
You know where our
comedic
schools are?
bits that they
I'm
fit into this
gonna
trailer where
No,
he's
what
like,
about-
"Oh, daughters, how do I put pizza in the oven?" It's
Hi,
like
what's up?
it's
Yeah,
an
what's
approach
going
to
on?
watch.
Your wife had called
And I
you
can't
to
stress
replace
that
your
I've
roof.
seen
You're hired. Really?
upwards
I'm
of
going to
5
call-
prestige
I called all the
pictures
top-rated places.
in
I
regional
also called
art house
this guy
movie
because
theaters
his bid
in the
was so
last
low, I
month
thought I
where
could
they
use it
insist on
against the
showing
others.
the
Who did you
full
go with?
trailer for Nate Bargatze's The
One of the
Breadwinner.
real good ones.
Wait, Daniel, can you clarify
How you doing,
who's in
Chevy?
this?
Hanging in there.
Who's the
There's a lot
Nate
of chores.
Bargatze is in
I'll
it.
get
Nate
2 weeks
Bargatze
of
is the
t-shirts and 2
breadwinner
weeks of
because,
underwear.
well, I guess technically his wife
We throw all
is
this
the
out
is
there.
the breadwinner, which then folds him and forces him into sort of
Hi,
like
I
a
wanted to
Mr.
check and
Mom
see how you were
style
doing.
role,
Yeah,
where he
great.
has to do things like wear an
Yeah,
apron
sorry.
and
Really great.
bribe his children to do sort of like
The most
domestic
great.
tasks for him. 'Cause
It makes it look
he's a
so
dad.
easy, but it's so hard.
He can't fold laundry. You know, that's the 7-year-old girl's job.
This
It's
has
stuff
the potential
like that.
to change all of our
But Colin
lives.
Jost is also in it, and they sort of
Trust me,
treat
I'm not
his
gonna let your dream
brief
die.
appearance at the end of the trailer like they would like hat tip to a future Marvel actor, you know? Where like
Okay,
the
but
trailer's
that's
pretty much
mostly
done,
on
and
the
then
horse.
Colin Jost turns around and is like, "Can you shut up
Okay,
back
are we
there?"
ready?
Oh, no,
And you're
It's
supposed to
just
be
a
like,
little wax.
"My close
Wait, are you
personal
filming?
friend, Colin
Yes.
Jost."
Wait, where's Colin
All right,
Jost?
well, that is the
Yes, that is the breadwinner. Speaking of Nates, everybody
Nate.
loves. I will be taking Nate Ament with the number 17 overall pick, sponsored by Nate Bargatze's The Breadwinner.
He is the breadwinner.
He is the breadwinner.
from Tennessee too. Oh my
Mhm.
god!
Actually, his girlfriend is
Unbelievable.
Jazzy Davidson, so I'm not sure he is the breadwinner, despite what the rumors may say. I still think he's not the
Wait,
breadwinner.
whose girlfriend is Cassie Davidson?
Jazzy Davidson, Nate Aments. Him and Jazzy
Oh.
Davidson are dating.
Wow, good for him.
From USC. I think it's Davidson. I'm not sure if it's Davidson. Oh yeah, it's Davidson. Yeah.
I'm a believer. I'm an Ament believer. Contrary to the consensus, he's getting a lot of hate. I think he is a guy who could really succeed in a in a good team that will give him room to grow as a player. I think he could be really good. The Thunder are the perfect team for him. He can just sit on the bench and watch guys be good at basketball for a year, and then in a year he'll come out and be an insanely good role player for them. He is the greatest grifter in NCAA basketball history. That's another notable fun fact about Nate Ament. And that's Nate Bargatze doing a little dude perfect.
What I will say about Nate Ament is, despite all his flaws, of which there are many, he's a tall guy that can shoot and is not the worst at handling the ball or passing the ball. Without a doubt, he has a place in Oklahoma City. And I also do think he has a place in the league. Just God forbid on my team, I please stay far away from me. But I will enjoy his presence in our beautiful league.
Speaking of presents, We're being gifted with the ability to see Baller take another player for the Charlotte Hornets of the NBA.
Yes. Here we are. Charlotte Hornets. We passed on size with our last 14th pick. This team has a starting center rotation of Moussa Diabate, who everybody would have you think, if you listen to any podcast ever, is the greatest player ever. They have Ryan Kalkbrenner, who I believe is available for a 3rd-round pick. And I think that's it. Maybe they might have a Plumlee still. So we need some size. We are going to draft at the Charlotte Hornets. We're going to draft none other than Jaden Quaintance. I think he has upside to be the best defensive prospect in this draft. Honestly, like, you watch his tape even from last year at Arizona State. He only played like 4 or 6 games this year at Kentucky. And he's just like shutting guys down. Inside, he switches out to the perimeter. He can like keep guards at bay and move with them. He moves his feet well. Hurt his knee, so that'll be a big question mark. I think that's the only reason why he's looked at it. He's like, down in this position on the draft board. And maybe he could be good on offense too, but I don't know. I think he has, like, who knows if we'll get there. He's potential to be a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. So Jaden Quaintance, welcome to the Charlotte Hornets.
Moses. He's the GOAT. Great pick. That's who I wanted. I'm really sad about it, but yeah, I agree with everything Baller said. Other than that, despite being young, he's never shown any like shooting touch. Like, he will need to be able to shoot free throws in the league to be productive on the offensive end. But yes, everything else is like, I do think he has deep play potential. The knee is the only thing, of course. I think he rushed back from the ACL to warrant the fact that he got paid like $20 million by Kentucky or something. Yeah, without a doubt, the best defender in this draft. I think by a mile, probably. Assuming health. Yeah,
I'd like him to be a Sixer.
I'd like him to be a Rocket. So
there we go.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Rockets, they're red. As the Toronto Raptors.
Great point.
I was really not expecting Baller to take Jaden Quaintance here, and I really thought I would have my pick between Nate Ament and Jaden Quaintance. I don't know why I thought that. I'm an idiot. But I'm gonna go Ibuka Okori. I don't think he's been taken yet. And I think he'd be good here. He will have some breathing room in terms of like, it's okay if he sucks, because there are some good guards ahead of him, namely the guy that used to play for Houston that we should have drafted, but we didn't. He's a small guard. He plays defense really well. Parham, I think. I'm forgetting his name.
Castle?
No. Also not that good of a defender, if I say so, but that's a separate conversation. Toronto
Magbo?
Raptors roster. No, he's a guard. He's a small guard. Oh yeah, they also have a Shed and Quickly. He doesn't need to be good immediately. The Raptors also love their small guards, obviously, and Ibuka will have some room to grow. He doesn't need to be good immediately, and he will also get playing time because they need guys that can shoot the ball, and Ibuka does shoot the ball at a decent clip. His issue is that he is, and this is where like we're in the draft range now where you can't go for like everything's going to be flawed, like fit and both talent is going to be flawed, and he's not very good at creating rim assists, and that's going to be a problem when you're a team like the Raptors. But I think this is a great talent. Like, you can't pass on Ibuka past this point, I don't think so. I'm going to go Ibuka here.
Great pick. Right. I love Ibuka for you. I think he's got real pop as a guard. I think he's one of these late first round guys who he plays like 2 months of NBA basketball, and you're like, how the hell did this guy go what is it, 20 or 19th or whatever. He was electric at Stanford. Yeah, I think he's just good.
Absolutely. Now we go from a team that needs some pop at a guard to a team who desperately needed pops in the finals. We go to number 20 with the San Antonio Spurs.
It's doing it like him.
Boris Diaw, Kyle Anderson, Alan Graves. Gotta be. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Like what do you get for the girl who has everything? You get like a good power forward who can pass, who can get steals, get rebounds, create second chances, not turn the ball over. I really like his passing, and to shout out another Spur, it feels like how I always felt when like watching Danny Green, which is like it's not that he's like dribbling the air out of the ball and then it's just like he's a good connective guy. He just makes quick, smart decisions. I just think he's going to be a good role player forever. I just really like his game. I don't care at all about him being slow. I think that's made up. I think it is borderline phrenology in some ways, and not on Juneteenth. We will be drafting Alan Graves. I think he's immediately going to be good. Once again, it doesn't really bring me any pleasure to add him to the Spurs core, but I think he gives them a lot, and it's just a classic Spurs archetype of guy.
Absolutely. The next Jeremy Sohan. Let's hope not.
Many are saying.
Was Nick Batum a Spur? He feels like a Spur.
He wasn't ever, which is fucked up. No, Tony came to Charlotte instead. That's
what it was. Spiritually a Spur. I see a lot of Batum and Alan Graves, like a guy that makes the right play all the time. He's just like open in the corner and he's going to shoot that shit and he's going to make that shit.
Yeah. Speaking of shooting, the Detroit Pistons. The Piston is a machine.
This is an interesting one. This is a really interesting one. There's no correct answer, I think, for this pick with the Pistons. I think you can go like every single direction with the players that are available now.
I will say there's ways that you can be nicer to the Sixers, and there's ways that you can be rude to the Sixers.
Yeah, I was thinking of this. I was thinking of this as well. They've had some success, some lack of success. It's a mixed bag with the Pistons and getting guys from overseas. They've had some issues with it. I don't think that's gonna stop them, or it's gonna stop me from saying that you can just give me a little Kareem Lopez. Give me a little Kareem Lopez.
All class. He's all class.
Him, Dalen Swain, LeBaron Fillin, I think are all exactly this. Like you take all three of those guys at this pick, it's really like a toss up. Any of the I expect all three of these guys to be gone in the next three picks, I would think. But we're gonna take Kareem Lopez. We're gonna buy really high on the fact that he was like a projected fourth guy who went to play in New Zealand and then pooped himself. But like that's not gonna happen here. That happens because the water's when you flush the toilet, it swirls the other way around, and that's like really distressing to the North American mind.
Sort of like anti Ron Holland, which I like.
Yeah.
Try the other way. See how that goes.
I appreciate you taking Kareem Lopez here because I'm intrigued by him. He gives me a little Jalen Johnson, maybe like methodical control.
He gives me like Jalen Johnson in the draft.
Yeah,
when we still weren't sure,
Yeah, But I don't really want him as the Sixers pick. So I appreciate you taking
No,
him here.
and that was the other consideration was like the Pistons could take Dalen Swain. It would be a smart pick for them. He's good. He's immediately plugging and playing with their core. But if it's a year for the Pistons to say, like, you know what, let's take a boom and bust guy, and if he busts, fuck it. Why not right now? Why not when you have a young core of players that you love, and you can either hit a real home run and get a guy who's like the sleeper of the draft in Kareem Lopez, a guy who like basically no one watched play this year because like not even I am getting, like, I'm not fucking watching New Zealand basketball. That's just not going to happen. And I feel like if I'm not watching, then the majority of the world is not watching New Zealand basketball. So they're in like the best opportunity they'll ever be in to just like gamble on a guy being good versus taking like the established guy who's going to be like a role player for sure out of the gate, like right away in fill-in or Swain.
Yeah. All right, from the Detroit Pistons to our most anticipated pick, the Philadelphia 76ers. Who will Mike Gansey be taking with the 22nd pick, and who will we sell high on in a few years?
Well, I think maybe we could slow it down here because this is the pick that everyone's been waiting for. And like, let's assess the options. Let's be prudent, pragmatic. The big faller, the big faller in the draft right now is LeBaron Philon. He's a guard. I think he's really good. Last year at Alabama, he was like the more of the off-ball guard and defensive focused guard. He was more on-ball this year, and I thought he was electric. Sal, you're killing me. And I think he's got one of the best handles in the draft. He's very probing. He's
It
got a good
takes
shot.
90
He's great for
seconds for
himself.
this NASA-engineered ace.
Real Hooper. So he's an option. Dalen Swain is the guy that a lot of people are looking at for the Sixers. I like him a lot. He just gets downhill. He gets to the rim. He's a pretty good playmaker.
John, wait.
What? I think he's very likely. I go back and forth with Swain. When I watch him, I see a lot of Kelly Oubre, and I like Kelly Oubre.
Yeah.
He's got good athleticism. He's like 6'7", 6'8". Defender. He's a better passer than Oubre for sure. But I don't know. I just saw Kelly Oubre not be good enough in the Sixers team. I'd also like to give a shout out to Zuby Ejiofor, who I'm a big fan of. He works really hard. If you listen to Rick Pitino talk about him, he like gushes and gushes about how much he loved coaching Zuby Ejiofor. Just like kind of kept growing throughout college. Really hard worker, gets involved, is in the right place, making the right play, gritty. I really hate the Draymond comp, but he like kind of fits that Draymond kind of position. So I think he's also someone the Sixers are really looking at. In this spot, I gotta take LeBaron Philon. Give me, we're trading Jared McCain for LeBaron Philon.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. I
right.
think he like the teams that are succeeding in the playoffs have ball handling and more ball handling and even more ball handling. And so he's a little bit bigger, I believe. Sal, can you look up his measurements at the combine?
Philon?
I'm willing to just say it and hope it's true.
I saw a damning measurement about LeBaron the other day, though.
He did a lot for the
He weighs 170 pounds. I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
which by the way, I found out that if you drink a gallon of water and eat a family-sized bag of Doritos, you'll gain 10 pounds before a weigh-in. I found this out last week. That's a UFC fighter move to like get your weight up for a weigh-in for a fight. You just eat like a ton of chips or like and drink a ton of water, and it just like soaks up in your stomach. So theoretically speaking, LeBaron Philon could even be 166 pounds.
There's no way. That's like anorexia.
Could be 180. Could be 180.
Chips before the game.
Yeah. You never know. But
6'2.5", man.
That's tough. But you guys talk,
dude.
What do you guys think?
No, it's your pick. It's your pick, and it's probably right.
No, and I think that's. I think like I think. I think that's fair. Like this is a crazy fall for him.
Yeah, I was grumpy about the McCain pick when it happened, so I'm not a good arbiter for this sort of thing at all.
Yeah.
Many were.
Brennan and Kev are happy, so that's got to count for something.
I think it's just really hard to pick for the Sixers because they're of the teams that are in this trap, of which I would say the Warriors, the Rockets, and the Sixers are the ones that are most part of this. All three of these teams have attempted this 2-timeline thing, and boy, it is not easy. And the Sixers, I think, are the most 2-timeline team of those three. Because of the fact that they have two really important pieces in each camp, Paul George, Embiid, and then Maxey and VJ.
Maxey and
I don't
what's
know
his name? What's that guy's name?
VJ. But yeah, I think it's I don't know. I think it's difficult. If it was me picking, I love Embiid, so I would pick somebody that would be good for Embiid. So I would have probably gone in a different direction. I think LeBaron is probably the right pick in terms of you can't pass on that at this draft range. But I probably would have picked a forward. I probably would pick who I'm going to pick now, which is Joshua Jefferson. He's great.
You're a nasty man.
I can't say enough good things about Joshua Jefferson. He's the perfect role player guy. He knows his role and he does everything. I think the thing that separates him from Zuby Ejiofor for me is his shooting touch. And yeah, I mean, I think I would just go Joshua Jefferson for the Atlanta Hawks here. I don't think they necessarily need him per se in terms of he's a wing. The thing is, Jalen Johnson just had his first healthy year in who knows how long. I'm pretty much circling him to miss 20 games a year. And so I would like a little Joshua Jefferson action to go with him. Yeah, I mean, and this is who I'd want for the Sixers, given, and this was not the case, but because my focus is still on Embiid, I would have picked Joshua Jefferson in place of LeBaron Philon. Sorry. But yeah, I still think the LeBaron Philon pick makes sense. It's just that my priorities are different than Baller's with that pick.
Yeah, I can't get behind him as a player just because of it. I don't know what to do when they have a guy mocked in the first round from a college where I know from the games I watched that he's not the best player on the floor, and that guy's in college still.
Are you talking about Josh Jefferson or LeBaron Philon?
Jefferson. Like, I think Momcilovic is so good, and he's so important for Iowa State. His gravity is so insane because he literally just is a college version of like the EuroLeague MVP season for Sasha Vezenkov. Like all he does is catch and shoot threes and just drills them. He was at like 55% through like January 10th. Like you had to send a double for him every single time. And I wonder how much of, especially his playmaking, is just the fact that like you're doubling a guy who's running off of the screen So yeah, if you dump it to Joshua Jefferson, he's going to be open and he's going to have somebody to pass it to that will be able to score, because you're not paying attention to anybody on the floor that's not Milan Momcilovic. At least like past the 3-point line. Like he's the only guy that you're thinking about.
What's his name again? Sorry.
Milan Momcilovic, the small forward.
Dude, I'm not sure. I'm trying to find his profile, but
I don't really like Jefferson really much at all. He gives me a lot of Tobias Harris, and it gives me the spooks. I don't like it, but I mean, maybe he's good.
I'm confident he's good. He just does a lot of things really well, and I can't deny that production at the forward position this late in the draft. I would have gone Allen Graves over this, but at least for the Atlanta Hawks, I believe we drafted a guard to them earlier, if I'm remembering correctly.
We took Damara.
Oh shit! I probably should have gone guard. Oops. Oops.
That's all right.
Fuck the Hawks.
But I'm still happy. I'm still happy with the pick. But I get the hesitation, but it's like exactly what makes you guys wary of him that makes me feel good about him at this point in the draft, which is like I'm looking for role player wings. I want a jack of all trades, master of none. Maybe you'll become a master of one later on in your career, but a jack of all trades who's good on defense is good for me at this draft range. So I feel happy about it.
Another team feeling incredibly happy right now, the New York Knicks. Go New York. Go New York. Go. Congratulations.
Go New York. Go
on
New York.
Finals.
Go. Thank you. I somehow walked into picking for a bunch of teams I don't like, which is kind of fun. And I don't want to do good things for. That being said, here we are. I'm kind of torn in two directions right now, which is one, do you go for sort of the position of need, which is probably a backup big, assuming that Mitch Robinson maybe is not going to be a Knick forever? Do you start to make, steps in that direction, which then, is it Zuby? I don't really love that fit. Is it Swigo? Maybe.
Well, he's out.
Is Swigo out?
Villanova.
Oh, sorry. Never mind. No Squeagle. Well, that kind of makes my decision easier. I think I'm just going to not overthink it. He fell. Here he is. What do you not want to see coming at you? It's Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, and Dalen Swain. I don't want to see that.
Yep.
That's yucky. It's yucky. It's nasty. It gives them another guy who can, handle the ball and, make a pass and, ISO a little bit and, maybe hit an open spot up, 3 and, yeah, I'd just be an annoying off-ball disruptor kind of guy. I think if you're the Knicks, you're delighted to get, I would argue, lottery-level talent here. Is he a perfect prospect? No. But I think that at this juncture of the draft, he's the best player available, or at least to me, the one with the clearest path to upside. So I think I go Dalen Swain here.
Dalen Swain joining the reigning champion Knicks. We come down now to the last 6 picks here. We start with the Los Angeles Lakers. Who does Falk get to enjoy next year?
So I'm Rob Pelinka. It's the 25th overall pick in the draft. I'm probably 12 drinks deep, couple lines deep. At this point, it's Rob Pelinka. I have my NFL logo hat on. Rich Paul just sent me an AI-generated Grok video of Koa Pete over Sean Kemp highlights, with his head on Sean Kemp's body in a Lakers jersey, and I'm just going to do that because I'm the stupidest GM in basketball. That's easy enough. It was him or Isaiah Evans. We're not making smart picks. We're either taking the third best guy on Duke, or we're gonna take the guy who dunks the ball good. we're gonna just do that. LeBron's not coming back. Austin Reeves is about to learn what it means when the Lakers aren't getting LeBron calls. He's about to have his percentages drop by like 1 million. Luka Doncic is on Ozempic and missing a third of the season. So they're just going to it's just going to be Koa Pete and, I don't know, Jared Vanderbilt just dunking, losing by 35. We are the Lakers. You're going to buy the jersey, though, because you're a moron. And you're going to wear it.
How does Koa Pete fit in with Bronny James Jr.? Can they play together? Can they ball?
Well, Bronny is a package. Well, Bronny is leaving.
Is he?
No. Isn't he going? He's not staying when LeBron leaves, right? Like, they're not going to...
Yeah.
They're going to let him hang out. Like, they're going to Thanasis him.
Is he going to go to Santa Cruz?
No, they're in they're the South Bay Lakers.
South Bay Lakers.
The South Bay Lakers, who now are going to play in somewhere in the desert, in like Victorville or something. Yeah,
Coachella Valley Lakers.
Oh,
yeah, it's in the middle of the desert.
Look, I'll tell you, Thousand Palms is a nice place. I enjoy Thousand Palms. I like the desert.
Mm-hmm.
I've camped
Big
out there
scorpion
before.
guy.
Yeah, nothing else around. You just get like motorcyclists who might kill you.
Yeah. Hell's Angels founded there.
That's right.
From California.
Speaking of hell, Denver, Colorado. The Rockies are winning. The Broncos are winning. The Avalanche are winning. How do the Nuggets get back into relevance?
This is tricky. There's 3 guys that I like left. I have this Nuggets pick and I have the Mavericks pick. One of these guys I'm gonna save and be nice to Samuel because I think that's his boy. So Denver Nuggets, I don't even know what they need right now. Like, they need just other guys to do something. Probably need defense because Jokic is getting even slower as he gets older. We're gonna pull a trigger on Zuby Ejiofor, a little spark plug in the front court. Zuby Ejiofor, I'd like him on the Sixers. I talked about him a little bit before. He's just like a threat from all areas, and he's gonna work his fucking ass off. So Zuby Ejiofor, welcome to Denver. Get ready to learn altitude.
All right, Zuby Ejiofor, altitude, mile high. Boston Celtics lost 3-1. Bum asses. How do they mess it up again this year?
I'm on mute. I'm gonna go Alex Carbon here. He plays for Connecticut. He's white. And can you shoot the ball? Am I remember? Yeah, he can shoot the ball decently well. So
That's about it.
Yeah.
No, Sal, type in DOUGMCDER. Yeah, there you go. That's Alex Caravan. There you go. There you have a picture of him right there.
I mean, this is pretty much half the Celtics roster, though. Like, I'm pretty sure this is who they're gonna pick, given this position. Like, I don't see them being the small guard team. I guess it kind of depends. Like, maybe they feel differently based on who they trade away or for. But yeah, like a white guy that can shoot late in the draft. Like, this is a guaranteed Celtic, I fear.
Wow, flexing the Bronco on the Instagram. That's how much Dan Hurley's only paying you enough for the Bronco?
New Bronco. It's a nice vehicle.
He's been there for 4 years, 5 years.
He needed a Connecticut dealership like give him a good deal too because they just love him. So it's not even. He's not even.
Though.
Creatine.
Oh my god!
My creatine shoes. Grinder.
God, Boston is gonna
Yeah.
love him, man.
Yeah.
Boston is gonna love him.
That's
Champion,
facts.
right? He's an NCAA champion.
If you thought that Baylor Shireman had the worst haircut you've ever seen, stay tuned, buddy. You're about to see. You know that one where it's like a mohawk, but it's a lizard?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Stay tuned. It's coming.
All right.
So I'm glad you had his profile up there before a second ago, because that brings us to a next sponsor, which is Palantir. If you need to know anything about anybody, anywhere, at any point in history, Palantir, they know everything.
Shout out Peter Thiel, our collective boy. All right. Actually come up number 28, Minnesota Timberwolves, owned by not my boy, Alex Rodriguez. Who do the Wolves take here with their new drip?
We're going to get in one last ad read for Gap Kids. Gap Kids' guiding corporate mission is we grow purpose-led, billion-dollar brands that shape people's way of life. For kids and family lines, this corporate mission is translated into several core brand pillars and campaign themes focused on childhood joy and development. Thank you to Baller SP for fading who I assume he thought I would take, which I am going to take. You look at the Wolves, and I think this is sometimes like a draft guy flaw where you think like, oh, this is their area of need, so they should look for it in like the end of the first round, which I often don't think is the case. Looking at the Wolves, like they need a point guard for sure, but like who are you going to get here that you're like, yeah, within their first year or two of their career, they should be taking the ball out of Ant's hands? I don't really see anyone like that. I would sooner, like, I saw they're like trying to trade for Giddey or something ridiculous, but I would sooner just like bring Ayo back and have him start and then like have someone else come off the bench with Bones. And for me, that's going to be the only Malik Thomas. Cal's boy, hard to deny that. I really, really like Malik Thomas, and I am a little bit surprised with some of the, like, how far he's fallen. I know his, like, combine measurements came in a little shorter than expected. But, like, Sam Vecini was saying, like, crazy stuff about his defense, which I, like, am just not, frankly, overly concerned about. Huh?
Different Malik Thomas, so.
What do you mean?
Oh, shit.
He's looking at USC's Malik Thomas.
Oh, I'm not watching the stream. Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Malik Thomas.
Yeah, Meleek.
Only E's.
That's our boy.
There you go.
Braces and all.
Yep.
That's my guy. Stuff I don't care about in the draft. Oh, he's slow. Don't care. Is he good? Oh, he's got a small frame. Don't really care. Stuff like that, it doesn't matter to me. And the thing with Malik Thomas is I think he has a very real chance to be the best shooter in this draft by like a good country mile. He was shooting 40% this year. He's fucking chucking it. He can shoot spot up. He can like flare out to the corner. He can like, come off a screen and just go right into pull up three. He's just like, he has no fear. He's like an instant offense guy. And I just really like him. And I think the idea of like him and Bones being like the off the bench backcourt is like super exciting. A lot of the complaints were at his like defensive motor and like he does a lot of ball watching. I personally believe in Chris Finch. I think he is a real coach who can tell him to not do that. Sam Sheehan had a good point, a thing I often say on the Ball Pod, where he was like, a lot of the times when you see stuff like that, where it's like, oh, he doesn't buy into the system. Like, you're just saying you don't believe in your own coach. Like, I don't know. So fucking figure it out. You're like, I buy in. To me, that's not going to be the deal breaker of whether or not I draft a player who I think is good. I think he's a good disruptor. I just think his like energy is inconsistent on defense, and yeah, he watches a lot. But like, those are things that to me can be fixed. He's just cool. I like watching him play. This is a purely eye test pick for me in a lot of ways. I just think he's a good player. I think he's like a microwave scorer, and he's going to come in and just be good for the Wolves. So that's where we're going.
He's got
Fantastic.
I like him. He's got a goofy looking game. I'm fucking drawing a blank. Who's the guy the Sixers cut like a week before the playoffs? We got him to replace McCain. I'm absolutely blanking.
Campaign?
Campaign?
He's got a little campaign looking.
He does have a little campaign looking.
Mm-hmm.
I love a hitch. I love a little funky shot.
He's a lefty too, I think.
Speaking of lefties, the Cleveland Cavaliers have James Harden. Harden, who will be playing with him with our final two picks?
So this is my last opportunity to shout out some of my guys who I will not be using this pick on in the second round with the 29th pick, but who I think are very good in the second round. Brigham Young's own Richie Saunders, fantastic player, really good start to the season before he got injured. Baba Miller from Cincinnati, former top pick, has really turned around a great college career. Northwestern's Nick Martinelli, Italian American Midwestern icon, leading the Big Ten in scoring off just pure middies, nothing but middies. Love him. And Rafael Castro, Dover, New Jersey's finest from George Washington University, in the district.
Can we take
really
a moment
fantastic player
for Boban Miller on this list?
Boban.
I don't know if I informed you guys this already, but the Rockets did work out Baba Miller. He's one of the guys that they worked out.
Very cool.
Would be very sick.
Very cool Rocket.
They've been working out a lot of centers. So
that being said, though, the guy that I think the Cavs need, especially as you do wonder what the future holds in store for the current iteration of their Twin Towers lineup with Jarrett and Evan Mobley. I'm saying fuck it. We're just gonna add another one of these fucking guys, Trevon Brazile, 29th overall. Just give me another option. Just give me another guy who is just an absolute beast in the combine. Does everything athletically. Has been Cal's boy for 4 years. Don't know why he was doing that, but he was. He's a guy that I'm really high on. I would go crazy for him with a Sixers summer league pickup. I think it'd be very, very good.
He tested really well at the combine, so at 29, I feel like that makes sense.
Sal, just for my own sanity, can you change Alex Carb to Caravan?
Oh shit,
you love me. No, it's all good. It's all good, brother. Thank you so much.
Trevon Brazile, I think he could be like it's an Arkansas tie here, but he gives me a little Jalen Williams, like big Jalen Williams, like just make it think.
That's a good shout.
Just getting the job done.
All right. With the last pick, the 30th pick to the Dallas Mavericks. RSP, who is going last in this year's mock draft?
I want to do similar to what Parm just did and shout out at least one or two guys that will not be this selection, but Terrace Reed, like a great rebounder. Sixers should get a second round pick and get him. Just a rebounding defensive center, just get him. Just do it. He got like 22 rebounds in March Madness game. Just get him. Baba Miller used to be like rated highly as a prospect coming out of high school, I think. And everyone thought he was going to be like a kind of like a star player. No, he's just a center. He's going to be good. Just a center. And that's okay. That being said, the Dallas Mavericks will be selecting Ryan Conwell out of Louisville.
Nice.
I love Ryan Conwell.
Okay.
he falls into the category of your favorite Hooper's favorite Hooper. He looks like he's always playing at Rucker Park. He looks like he plays like he's 38. That sort of pace and control to his game. He's thinking the game before he's playing the game. He's controlling. He's a great shooter. He's lefty, I believe. I really like him. I really think he's another guy. He's a senior. He's old, but I think in the NIL era, the older guys they're gonna work because the draft is gonna tend older here, and guys who could have been going out in the draft previous years, they just stay for the money. Ryan Conwell, welcome to the Dallas Mavericks. They need some guards. Go Cook.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do like the pick. I think the only guy I think at this range that I would have picked over Ryan Conwell probably is Bruce Thornton. Thornton. But yeah, I like Bruce Thornton a lot. He's a senior coming out of college. I think they could use someone that's a little bit older, but his statistical profile also closely mirrors Jalen Brunson. And I imagine a newly scorned Dallas front office probably wants to do this. Also, all said, Masai underrated small guard lover. He fucking loves them some small guards. Like, just look at every guard that's been on the Raptors over the last like decade, and it's just small guards. He fucking loves them some small guards. So I do see some Bruce Thornton in Dallas's future, but yeah.
Do we have any Sergio De La Rey supporters in the chat?
No,
Enjoyer.
I do. I want to believe in him, but every time I watch one of these foreign guys, I'm just like, oh my god, there's no way. Surely there's no way. But somehow there's always a way. So maybe I'm wrong.
I think you're kind of right.
There's a will.
But I'm very happy I got to do this with you guys. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for locking in. Thank you for giving me great picks. We get one last look at the draft board here. Fantastic work all around. Every year I feel more and more like Big Meat Pete just nodding along in the corner, and it's lovely. We're so happy to be here. Here's the 2027. Here's the new NBA, and here's the selling high on some damn picks, dude. Let's go. Any final words from you gentlemen before we head out?
No, just thanks for having me.
Thank you, Sal the Balls.
Thank you, Sal. Best host in the city.
Absolutely. Until next year, folks, this has been the 2026 mock draft. Good luck to all teams. I don't know. Let's get a good ass pick, dude.
We got a Jason Collins sweatshirt on?
You got a Jason Collins shirt on, bro. Shout out.
Oh, yeah. Very cool.
Public, we respect. RE2PECT. Thank you all for coming. Thank you very much. Hope Flop is alive and well next year. And yeah, fuck yeah. Thank you. Goodbye, good night, good luck, whatever fucking George Clooney said. Oh yeah.